Hi, my name is Ying Gao and welcome to Dr. Gao's classroom. I'm a professional philosopher and I love classical Chinese poetry. I have been teaching and translating classical Chinese poetry for the last few years with a colleague of mine. I would love to share my knowledge on the subject with you. Your enjoyment is my command. Today, I'm going to translate another poem in the form of 长相思 or Missing You Forever. I have translated and analyzed several poems in this form by poets from Tang Dynasty and one poem by a Song Dynasty poet Lin Bu. As I mentioned in my video about Lin Bu's poem, many poets from the Song Dynasty composed a poem in this form. Today, I'm going to translate another poem in this form. If you're new to my channel, please check out my other videos on classical Chinese poetry, philosophies, or medical literature. If you like the content of these videos, please click the like button and subscribe my channel. I also offer one-to-one online lessons on these subjects. So if you would like to read the original text with me, please contact me. Here's my email address. So today, I'm going to translate a poem by a poet named Chen Dongfu. We don't know anything about Chen Dongfu, except that he was active during the reign of Emperor Zhao Yun between 1224 to 1264 AD. Chen Dongfu used to correspond with two of his friends, Tan Xuanzhi and Yue Leifa. Yue Leifa published a collection of his poems in the title of 雪季重稿, or Snowy Rock Poetry Collection during the reign of Emperor Zhao Yun. So we inferred that Chen Dongfu was active around this time. And three of Chen Dongfu's poems survived until today. From Chen Dongfu's three poems, we can infer that he lived a relatively comfortable life and composed beautiful poems about romantic love. The sad emotion expressed in his poems is rather restrained and is a low-key melancholy. The reason that we believe that Chen Dongfu's life was rather comfortable is that his poems mentioned many luxury items, such as 金笛 or gold flute, 玉笙 or jade panpipe, and 凤台银柱 or silver phoenix candlesticks, etc. These items might be fixed phrases used in literature, but they were also luxury items, indicating a rather comfortable life. And all three of his poems survived today are about romantic love and the melancholic feelings about past love affairs. And there's no record that he served in the Song court. He was apparently well educated for being able to compose these beautiful poems. And as you know, it was very expensive to get education in the Song Dynasty. So we believe that he lived a comfortable life. Now, let me read Chen Dongfu's best poem in Chinese first. 花深深柳阴阴 杜柳穿花密信音，君心付妾心。愿鸣琴恨孤亲，便是钗盟何处寻？当初谁料今？ Now, let's look at the first part of the poem. 花深深柳阴阴，杜柳穿花密信音，君心付妾心。花 means flower. Shen literally means deep, but here it refers to the lustrous flowers. Liao means willow. Yin means shadow. Yin yin refers to the cool shadow cast by the willow, So we translate yin as cool shade. Du means pass through. Liào means willow again. Chuān means cross. Hua means flower again. Mi means look for. Du and chuān are verbs depicting the acts of crossing through something such as forest or a river, focusing on the acts of crossing through. So the phrase of 渡柳穿花 is to present a vivid picture of passing through the flowers and the willow branches, indicating that the lady in the poem is very eager to go somewhere. And the following character, mi, tells us that she is looking for something. 信音 means letter. The phrase 信音 reverses the phrase of 音信 to rhyme with the character yin from the last line, meaning the same thing as letter or message. In ancient China, most people were illiterate, so sometimes people just tell the messenger what they want to say to their families or friends. So what the messenger carried with them could be a letter or a speech, assuming the voice of the senders. So eventually the phrase 音信 become a fixed term for letter or message from families or friends. 君 means your, 心 means heart. 父 here means like dāng. So the character 父 is a very interesting one. The character's classical scribe looks like this. It is the character of 人 or person on top of the character of 贝 for shell. So the character 父 is a picture of a person riding on a pile of shells. In classical Chinese, the character 贝 also refers to money because shells was used as currency at prehistorical time. So a person riding on money means he has a lot of resources or options to take action. From this, the character 父 take on another meaning of having the resources to be given responsibilities, as in the phrase of 负责 or in charge of something, or be responsible for something. It also means to carry on something, as in the phrase of 负担 or taking care of something. Then it takes a negative connotation, as in the phrase of 负债 or having debt. And then the character's meaning turned 180 degrees to mean irresponsible in the phrase of 辜负 or letting down someone's hope, especially about a man who sleeps around and would not fulfill their promise, as in the phrase of 负心 or 负心汉, meaning a man who promises to love a woman but abandons her. And here, the character 父 is used in the last sense, as in the man the lady in this poem is in love with let her down. 妾 means I, 心 means heart. So the 4 lines can be translated as: the flowers are lush, the willows form cool shade. Through the willows and flowers, I'm looking for your letters. Your heart lets my heart down. 愿鸣琴，恨孤清。电是钗盟何处寻？当初谁料今？愿 means resent. Míng means sing. Qin means scissor. Hên means regret. Gu means lonely. Qin means quilt. Diàn means jeweled box. Shi means oath. Chāi means hairpin. Méng means promise. 电是钗盟 is a reference to the very famous poem, The Ballad of Eternal Regret, where the royal concubine Yang Yuàn was murdered during a military coup, but she did not go to the netherworld. Instead, she went to Penglai, the island of immortals. The emperor missed her very much after her death, so he sent a Taoist priest to look for her. When the Taoist priest found her, she sent half of her jeweled box and one hairpin from a pear to the emperor, sworn that they would meet again, whether in heaven or on earth. Now, let me show you the reference. Here is the 4 lines where Yang Yuhuan gave the Taoist priest half of her jeweled box and a hairpin. Now, let me read the lines in Chinese and our translation. 电流一股合一扇，拆败黄金何分店？但令心事金殿间，天上人间会相见。She separated a pair of golden hairpins and divided her jeweled box into 2 parts, keeping for herself one of the hairpins and half of the jeweled box. I wish our hearts are as strong as the yellow gold, and that in heaven or on earth we would meet again. If you would like to read the whole poem, you can contact me by email or listen to David read the translation of the whole poem in the video of my interview with David. Here's the link. So this is the reference of 电视拆门. It refers to the oath and promises between lovers that they will be together no matter what. A similar phrase is 海誓山盟, the oath by the sea and the promise on the mountain, meaning that the lovers' affection for each other will be as lasting as the sea and mountain. This is quite a detail. Now, let's go back to Chen Dongfu's poem. 何处 means where, 寻 means find, 当 means at, 初 means beginning. 当初 refers to the time when they first met and was deeply in love with each other. 谁 means who, liào means predict, 今 means today. So the 4 lines can be translated as My scissor moans, my quilt feels lonely. Jeweled box oaks, hairpin promises, where are they now? Back then, who could predict today? This poem is quite similar to the video I made about the lotus-picking girl. They both read like a short film, telling a story by series of accents of the heroine in the poem rather than by their words. The difference is that the other one is a very happy story, while this one is a sad one. The poem starts by setting the scene in a beautiful garden. It is probably the middle of summer, when the flowers are blooming and the willow trees cast the cool shade. Suddenly a girl rushes through the flowers and the willow trees, probably to go to the front door. The 3rd line, 渡柳穿花密信音, presented a vivid picture showing how eager she is. She is sure that there is a letter for her from her lover, but she is disappointed. He lets her down. There is nothing. The second part of the poem leads us to the evening. She is so sad, even her favorite scissors sounds mournful, and the quilt feels lonely. She takes out her jewelry, probably a gift from her lover. His promises are still fresh in her ears, but now are forgotten by her lover. This poem has reasons to be loved over the centuries, even though the poet himself was long forgotten. The scenes are so beautifully choreographed with exquisite rhythms of excitement, followed by disappointment and then deep sorrow and regret. What a wonderful love poem! In my next video, I'm going to tell a story of a king and his poetry. His name is Li Yu. He lost his kingdom, but he was a brilliant poet. If you're new to my channel, please check out my other videos on classical Chinese poetry, philosophies, or medical literature. If you like the content of these videos, please click the like button and subscribe my channel. I also offer one-to-one online lessons on these subjects. If you would like to read the original text with me, please contact me. Here's my email address. Thanks for watching my video. I'll see you next time.